Here, and today allow me to show you the following item from my collection, which is as follows: Around the World in 80 Days, the 1989 television miniseries starring Pierce Brosnan, Eric Idle, Julia Nixon, and Peter Ustinov, released in Poland on DVD around the year 2004. As like part of it was distributed by a distributor called GM Records, and it was included as a part of a magazine like for housewives, as part of a collection for children who adaptations of set books which they are supposed to read in primary school. And actually this is not the original cover of this release. This is something I got off the internet, because actually the 2 discs from this set were released in a space of 1 week in these 2 cardboard sleeves as part of the magazine, the logo of which is over here. So here are the original sleeves, the fronts and the backs, which do not have the synopsis but only information that it was released by GM Records, that this is a DVD, and we have the cast and crew information, the runtime. The runtime of the first disc is actually, I think, 2 hours, and the runtime of the second disc is 2 hours and 10 minutes, but they just didn't bother to change the runtime. And we have information in English, actually. Distributed by Harmony Gold and made available in Poland exclusively through Contact Media International. All rights reserved. Warning: the laws of Poland prohibit any unauthorized copying, hiring, or, without space, public performance. Violators will be judged to persecution. Interesting. So initially, because I didn't want the disc to get damaged, I placed these sleeves in a jewel case, and that's how I kept the discs. But then I made a switch to a normal DVD place holding cover, and you can actually see that somebody in Photoshop scanned the sleeve and widened it and made a cover. So like here's the spine, somebody made it in a Photoshop, and here's the back. Okay, and now let's open the inside, and we have the discs. On the first disc there's only the title in Polish, and the information about the distributor, no indicator that it's disc 1, but on disc 2 it says that it's part 2. Okay, so now this is interesting. I read some information about this miniseries, and it was originally broadcast as 3 episodes. But in Poland, on Polish television, because I have an off-air recording of this TV series also, it was broadcast as 5 episodes. The total runtime of this, excluding intros, outros, and like recaps of what happened previously, is about 4 hours and 10 minutes or so. And on these discs, what they did was just that they divided the whole 4 hours. So it's not like in the middle you have, for example, an ending of an episode and beginning of another one. No, each disc starts with an intro. And the disc 1 doesn't end with end credits. It only ends with fade to black. And there is an information, like an image card, saying, this is the end of part 1, please insert part 2. And then the part 2 opens with an intro and ends with an outro, which presents images from the entire miniseries and the credits. But what is interesting is that I think the main intention of the people who made this was, when the series is made for broadcast, it was up to a TV station to cut the whole thing into episodes. But on disc 2, like 30 or 40 minutes into disc 2, you have numerous fades to black because of commercials and stuff. But there is one scene in which the characters, Pierce Brosnan as Phileas Fogg, Julian Nixon as the Indian princess, they reunite with Eric Idle playing the servant Passepartout in Japan. So this is like a big, like emotional catharsis. And that's the end. That's supposedly the end of, I think, part 2 of the original American broadcast. Because it says at the bottom to be continued. We have fade to black. Then a new scene starts in London. And we have crew credits at the bottom of the screen. So basically we can piece together where the original part 1, part 2, part 3 were, beginning and ending with regard to the original broadcast. But the American distributor didn't care, and I think the television handled much better the release. I think dividing this thing into 5 episodes is more manageable because they last about 1 hour or 45 minutes or so. Whereas over here you have 2 hours and 2 hours and 10 minutes. So if you want to watch the whole thing at one go, then it can be a bit cumbersome. With regard to the story itself, the adaptation itself, I think it's the best adaptation of the novel. It's very enjoyable, and actually it's the first adaptation of this novel I have ever seen, and I consider myself to be very lucky that it was this miniseries than the abysmal 2004 movie with Jackie Chan and the guy who played Alan Partridge. Unfortunately, I can't recall the actor's proper name right now. Also, I am aware of the fact that there are other adaptations. The David Niven adaptation, which I haven't seen yet, and there's also David Tennant, I think, BBC miniseries, but I have not seen it too. But this one is really good. I really enjoy the portrayal of Phileas Fogg by Pierce Brosnan. Julian Nixon is also really convincing as the princess. Peter Ustinov also as Detective Fix. Eric Idle as the servant. There are parts of the miniseries where he's really great, where he really shines, but at the beginning, I think his introduction is not properly made, but that's only a side note. It's a bit of being nitpicky. In addition, I really like the locations when they shot the series. It really shows that they went out of their way to actually show the travel around the world, and there are also, the series is packed with really great actors and celebrities in bit parts, small roles, supporting roles. We have Roddy McDowall, John Hillerman, Christopher Lee, Patrick McNee, so many great actors. They crop up as the journey of Phileas Fogg progresses. And there's one more interesting bit which I noticed, because I watched the off-the-air recording I had and these discs. On disc 2, 20 minutes into this disc, there's actually a blooper made by the distributor. It happens around the moment when there is Phileas, the princess, and detective They are on a ship going to Shanghai, and there's obviously a storm. They have to leave the ship because it's sinking. They are on a boat. They are rowing to the shore, and as they are doing it, there is no music, there is no dialogue, and suddenly you hear a sound of Windows XP system shutting down. And it's not loud, it's very muted. So what my guess is that somebody during the recording session of the Polish voiceover, shut down a computer somewhere, and the microphone caught it, and it wasn't edited out, because when I heard it for the first time, I thought that there's something wrong at my end, that like maybe, oh my god, like I have a computer virus, or like some application went wild, or maybe that's the neighbors. But no, I checked my computer, I rewinded the scene, and it happened again. So it's integral part of the soundtrack, which was done during the mix of the Polish voiceover. Maybe I don't know if YouTube will not strike me with copyright. Maybe I will try to extract it and upload it on the channel, because it's really interesting. So yes, that's the whole entire mini-series, and again, here are the two sleeves. It actually makes me sad that Pierce Brosnan didn't make more of mini-series, because he was really good at them. Like this was done in 1989, and in 1988 he made an adaptation. He started an adaptation of Noble House by James Crowell, and again, like Julian Nixon was there as well, but in a supporting role. So he was really good at this type of stuff before his big break as James Bond. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for watching.